Hello, this is Tiam again. Very glad you can join me for this advanced tier tutorial. Let's continue with more beam creation and modification. Let's create some diagonal beams across the column. Here we use the same beam creation, but this time we use the Autocad snap of center and we just string the two beams up. As these beams are the same as the other beams, we do not have to be bothered about the beam properties. Next, we look at the selection widget. Here we choose the selection tool. In the selection dialog, we can define the scope of the search. We can define the objects to search for, steer beam, and under the beams that we are searching for, we can define the profile that we are searching for. Once the search is set up, we select OK, and the beams will be marked on the screen. We have one more step to convert the marked beams to selected beams. With the beam selected, we use advanced properties to change the position of the beams as well as the naming. For naming, we change the model row to beams. Next, we unmark the beam. We continue our beam modification. This time, we want to split the beams at the intersection with the columns. We select the split beam function. We select the beams to be split and then the points where they are to be split. You can see the beams are now splitted nicely. We continue to use the split function to split more beams. We continue with beam splitting. We will use construction lines created with Autocad lines to help us. We will create a line of length 700 mm from the column. We will do the same from the other column. Using the split command again, we use the line that was created to split the beam this time. Next, we will create more horizontal beams. We select the beams to be copied. Here we select the objects before issuing the command. If you cannot do this, check the pick first system variable. This is the null verb selection. We select the top of the beam as the reference point, and we will create these beams 2.5 meters below. Next, we will create a curved beam. We move the UCS to the top of the beam as we want to create a curved beam at this elevation. Advanced Tier UCS widget group the UCS commands into logical subgroups. We select the curved beam function. We select the ends of the curved beams that we want to create. Then we select the center. This is like drawing an arc in Autocad. Just like the straight beam, we can choose the beam properties for this curved beam. We can also modify the curved beam graphically. We select the curved beam and we move the beam slightly inwards. Next, we can change the curved beam path by changing the radius. This can be done using the curved beam properties. Next, we will create the purlin for the structure. We use the beam command, choosing the desired profile. We will first create the first purlin at the end of the beam. And then we use the copy command to copy the purlin along the beam. Let's delete the unwanted beam, the first beam that we used to copy. The row of these beams that we just created are purlin, so let's set them correctly. Let's do one more modification for this tutorial. We want to change the start position of the beam. And that's it. Thanks for watching and see you soon. Bye.